Hey, what's up, YouTube? Enforcer5150 here, and I'm actually back to go ahead and try this out. I went out and bought it today, and I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this, the RAM, and the motherboard that I had to buy. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and unbox this right away. Alright guys, so what I actually have, I have the Ryzen 2700X. It probably says it in my description, because if I didn't put it there, that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, there's not much deals that you can really get on the Ryzens right now because they're brand new. They just came out. I'm actually kind of up in arms about actually buying this. I really wanted to go with the Intel i7 because my current computer is i7. So one of the problems I'm going to run into is going from an Intel system into the AMD. I can do it. I can go ahead and keep everything that I have all the same. It's just a big time-consuming process. Reformatting and just doing everything new, a clean slate, is usually the best bet to go. If you are not too much of a techie, I definitely recommend doing a full wipe. And you don't want to spend too much time on it. If you have the time and you're moving from an Intel system and you're going into something like the Ryzen 7s, take the time to actually migrate your information onto the new system. Some of us, we like to go ahead and do a full wipe here and there. I do it maybe once or twice. I'd say once a year, once every 2 years sometimes, depending on what system I have. Anyway, so what I got here, I got the the Ryzen 7 2700X. I picked up G-Skill Trident Z. I only got 8 gigabytes. So, I mean, that's kind of cutting it low for me. I figure I'll buy more RAM later on. It was actually on sale. I think it was like 214 or 210 or something like that. I will be buying more RAM later on. It's faster RAM, but it doesn't have as much RAM, and that's the part that bothers me. With a lot of stuff that I do, more RAM is a little bit better than the faster RAM. Just game design, if you're doing like rendering and stuff like that. The next thing I bought, I did go on the cheap end, but it is RGB. I went with the AX 370 gaming 5K or K5. This is actually an AM4 socket. It should have the updated BIOS for the new Ryzen 7. There's a new BIOS that came out that they're actually, I guess there's some problems with them. I was talking to the guys at Micro Center, and some people have had problems with them already. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this Ryzen. So once I open this, I own it. I really, like I said, I really wanted to go with the i7, but that I couldn't beat the price. You pretty much you get the CPU cooler with the Ryzen 7, RGB cooler nonetheless. I may end up getting a better one anyway. Who knows? I might end up getting the i7 later down the line, depending on what their new one is when it comes out, and then just reselling this one. All right. So, right off the top, we have the cooler. And that's pretty much all we want to say. We know what a freaking CPU looks like. I am actually really interested on how well this cooler actually does. I mean, I've seen some benchmarks and stuff like that. It is pretty big, and it has the stuff on the bottom of it. It said that the thermal paste was in it. It didn't say it was on it. I'm not even kidding. Unless I read it wrong. I actually read it in the car. So yeah, see, this box includes an AMD Ryzen processor, AMD thermal solution installation. So fast play on the word there, word play, guys. I mean, it seems pretty solid. The looks of it might not be as good as the NZs, which I really like. Next we have in the box, for some reason on the bottom, okay, we actually have our CPU pins that is basically for your USB, and this is for your RGB. Now that's actually going to be a question. I forgot to ask about that because I do run some RGB out of my computer tower to my rest of my setup. Like these are actually running through my computer. So that might turn into a problem, might not. All right, next we have in the box is a CPU. Yes. The meat of our bundle here. Looks like it looks like a pretty decent CPU. What I've seen online, all the benchmarks and everything, I'm obviously going to do it on my own system because everybody's system is different. No matter what testing setup you put together, it is going to run different on everybody's system. There's no one system that's going to be the same on everything. Like one processor may run a little bit faster than another one. Your hard drive may run a little bit faster. Even if you're using SSD, the SSD may run a little bit different than another one. There's just so many different factors. It depends on how many programs you actually have in there. Even if you take off all the programs, everybody takes off all their programs when they do these benchmarks, but how many people don't have anything else on their computer at all? It's just not a realistic benchmark. You can never get an exact. So here we go. I'm just going to try to get that in focus. Yeah, it's not really focusing. There's the new system. All right, let's keep this in here for now. I may upgrade the motherboard because this one, I believe, only has 2 USB 3.0s. All right, so yes, we have one USB 3.1 second generation with Type-C support. We have 3 USB 3.1s Type 2 and a Type A 10 3.1. Yeah, and 4 USB 3. I don't know. Maybe it has enough. I know I need about 6 3.0s. But I want to go further than that, obviously. We're going to put this CPU out of the way because I don't want to have any accidents. All right, so we have the CPU out of the way, and we're just going to go ahead and unbox our motherboard. Looks like we have plenty of little goodies inside here. Oh, it's what I always wanted. Serial ATA cables. I actually did need a new one. My old ones are they're getting old, man. They're getting old. So this motherboard does have RGB in it. We have, a Gigabyte G connector for your power and everything else. I believe. I haven't really used a G connector because, like I said, I'm Intel, man. Or have been for at least the last 4 years. Or 3 years. 3 or 4 years, something like that. Alright, and this is for our RGB as well. Just basically, I don't even know. This is a Gigabyte pin. It's just your standard RGB light setup. They give us a lot of freaking stickers. Why would someone need this many stickers? I have no idea. We have our insulation shield, our motherboard shield. And I'm probably not, I don't know if I'm going to put this together today or I'm going to wait until this weekend after I do some more gaming. But, we have more serial ATA cables. Or this is, yeah. That I like. I mean, you go through these things so fast and they break really easy. We have our installation manual. I probably don't need that. Okay, and we have some cord straps. This is actually really important, especially if you want to have some kind of cable management in your computer case, which I really recommend. I mean, you get a lot better airflow. I used to be one of those people that just shoved everything into the desk or the desktop and then just let it go. I mean, but I did learn, down the line that it was a lot better to actually put everything together and put it in there neatly so everything's out of the way. All right, we have ASUS manual and a case. The only thing that I really don't like is that I am using a NVIDIA graphics card, and I'm using an AMD powered CPU. In a lot of cases that doesn't really matter, but I think it will matter considering that this is probably, like I said, I went on the cheap end. If this doesn't have SLI, I definitely have to, because I do plan on getting another graphics card. So let's double check to see if we're going with, yeah, this is actually SLI. See, two-way crossfire, two-way SLI. So it does work that way. It has onboard. I don't know how well the onboard does. The onboard graphics cards. Yeah, I mean, this is a very nice board. I'm going to go ahead and get this a little bit closer. My camera is only running at, I think, 720 or 1080. But it should be good enough to see exactly what we got. And it is hot as balls in here. Okay, so there we go with our connections. Basically, I'm pretty sure that this is the new generation here. And then we have the 3.1 and then 3.1 and 3.1. Or wait. We'll find out. But yeah, there is a first generation and second generation. All in all, it's a beautiful board. It has RGB on it, so I'll be able to go ahead and connect everything, make it look great. The case that I have really doesn't show off much of the motherboard. I mean, it does a little bit. The case I actually have in my living room is, I believe that one's a Thermaltake. That one has a little bit more open wide side on it. I plan on getting a bigger case that will actually be a little bit better for a showcase if I wanted to. And so I can set it up here or set it over here. All right, so next is the most minute part of this episode, which is the RAM. And I did get the RGB Trident Z. So we're just going to go ahead, open this up quickly. All right. So there we go, our G-Skill. I did get the 3200 OC. It is DDR4. And that's basically what I had to say 2.0 ready. What's CL? CL16. Actually, really good RAM. There you go. So this, let's make sure we get back in focus. This RAM should do really well. But like I said, I'd like to get more RAM. It's 2 sticks. It's an 8 gigabyte by 2. So I'm only running 8 gigs, I'm pretty sure, on this one. I should be actually running 16. I don't know why I would have got the 8. Dun dun dun. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I have made and destroyed my desk. But it's worth it. Like I said before, I'm not sure how I feel about going AMD, and I'm really sorry that this keeps on bouncing. But I'm not really sure how I feel about going AMD. I kind of feel like I went the lesser end, mainly to cut on cost and stuff like that. The big kicker that really made me make the choice was my wife. But other than that, I mean, the real deal is this. It came with the cooler. If I went with the Intel, I believe I could use the same CPU cooler on my other, use that one. But then if I try to resell that, I would sell it without a cooler. And that one's just a stock, regular, just plain old cooler. I'd have to buy another cooler, so that added some price to it, especially if I wanted to go with an air cooler that was decent enough. It's going to cost, at least $30-40. You got that on top of it. Maybe more if I wanted to go liquid cooling. So that was kind of a deciding factor on which way I went. I'd really like Intel, and I've been using them for a while, and they've been the king, and they still are. For frames per second, I would get more with an Intel, from what I understand. If I overclocked it, maybe I can get a little bit better than that, but I'm not really going to overclock my hardware anytime soon. Maybe the turbo, that's it. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this episode. If you liked the video, definitely hit that like button. And if you subscribe, I will be entirely grateful. Anyway, you all have a great day, and I will see you later.